Hello students. Today we will discuss the last topic of our chapter skin. And our today's topic is skin and heat regulation of body. Now students, do you know that all mammals including human beings, they are warm blooded. And these warm blooded animals, they are also known as the endothermal animals. Endothermal animal means the body heat it is generated from their inside. And similarly are the birds. So all these birds and mammals, they are warm blooded. And all these birds and mammals, they maintain a more or less constant body temperature. If it is very cold or very hot outside, means whether it is very hot or it is very cold outside, but their body temperature it always remains constant. And students, do you know what is the normal body temperature of these mammals? The normal body temperature it is 37 degree Celsius. Now the body temperature of cold blooded organisms, it fluctuates with the environmental temperature, means their body temperature it changes with the temperature of outside. And these animals, these cold blooded animals, they are called the ectothermal animals. It means these organisms, they must escape both conditions of too hot or too cold environment. So in this way, to escape from these two conditions of too hot or too cold, they have to undergo hibernation or estivation. Now this hibernation process, it is also known as the winter sleep. Winter sleep means when it is too cold. So in order to escape from too cold, these organisms, they undergo a long sleep. Means all their body activities, they remain inactive in order to conserve heat in their body. So this process it is known as the winter sleep. And summer sleep means when it is too hot. So in order to escape from too hotness, then they undergo a long summer sleep. Means during summer season their body activities they become inactive. Now students, there is one more term for ectothermal and endothermal organisms. These ectothermal organisms, they are also known as the poikilothermal organisms. And ectothermal means means cold blooded organisms. And the endothermal organisms, which are also known as the warm blooded organisms, they are also known as the homeothermal organisms. Now the human body temperature, it is usually about 37 degrees Celsius. This I have already told you that human body temperature it is usually about 37 degree Celsius, or it is 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. And this temperature it is 37 degrees Celsius when we keep the thermometer in our mouth. But when it is kept in the rectum part of our body, then this temperature it is about 1 degree Celsius higher than the normal body temperature. And when the thermometer it is kept in our armpits, then the temperature it is about 1 degree Celsius lower than the normal body temperature. Now our body temperature it also shows a little variation of 0.3 degrees Celsius to 0.5 degrees Celsius in the course of 24 hours. And this temperature it is lowest in the early morning when it is not too much hot, and it is highest in the late afternoon. Now rise in body temperature. Now if our body temperature it gets increased above 37 degrees Celsius, then it means we are suffering with some kind of sickness or fever. And if there is any fall in our body temperature, then it is also very dangerous to us. So a suitable temperature of 35 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius, it is essential for normal body activities, especially for the action of enzymes. Because at this temperature, if the temperature it is too high, then this temperature it destroys the enzymes, and if the temperature it is very low, then it also affects the working of enzymes, because at a low temperature the enzymes they will not work properly, their working it will be slowed down. So a normal body temperature or a normal range of body temperature, that is 35 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius, it is essential for normal body activities. Now students, we will discuss how this heat it is produced in our body. There are many sources of heat production in our body. First one is chemical reactions which occurring in all body cells, especially in the liver, by the oxidation of glucose, because we people know that by the oxidation of glucose a lot of heat it is produced in our body. So this is the chief source of heat production in our body. Second, most of the heat produced in our body it comes from the activity of our muscles. Activity of our muscle means if it is a cold day, then vigorous activity. Vigorous activity means like rubbing of hands, it makes you warm on a cold day. And overheats you on a hot day, it means if you do a strenuous physical exercise, then due to it a lot of it is produced in your body, and if it is a hot day then it overheats you. Then a small amount of heat it also comes from the ingestion of the hot foods and beverages. If we eat the hot beverages like tea, coffee, milk, and if we take the hot foods, then it also produced a small amount of heat in our body. So these are the sources of heat production in our body. Now students, we will discuss heat loss. Heat loss means some heat it is lost from our body through 4 channels. First one it is known as the skin. Now about 85% of the body heat it is lost through the skin by the process of convection, conduction, radiation, and through evaporation of sweat. This convection, conduction, radiation, I think you have already studied in your previous classes or in this class in your subject physics, so I think no need to explain it. And through evaporation of sweat, this you know already, that when there is sweating in our body, then this sweat it gets evaporated by the wind, with the help of wind. So in this way the heat it is lost from our body. Then lungs. Now heat it is also lost in the warm air, because when we breathe out, then you people can see that if you breathe out on the back of your hand, then you can feel something warmness on the back of your hand, and this warmness it is actually due to the warmness which is coming out with the air which we breathe out. So in this way, this air as it is coming from our lungs during the process of breathing out, so in this way the heat it is lost in the warm air. Some heat it is also lost during vaporization of water from the lungs, means when we breathe out. Now students, if you breathe out on a piece of mirror, then you can see that a mist of water, a mist of something it is formed on the mirror, and this mist it is actually the water vapors which get condensed on the mirror when they come in contact with the cool surface of the mirror. So it means vapors they are coming out with our air from inside our body, and when they come in contact with the cool surface of mirror, then they get condensed and a mist is formed. So it means this heat it is also lost during vaporization of water from the lungs. Then third is urine and feces. Now these substances they are eliminated at our body temperature. And foods heat is also lost when we take some cold food, water or cold beverages during the hot season. So students, this is about the heat lost. Now we will discuss the last topic of our chapter, skin, that is a temperature regulation. Now how this temperature, our constant body temperature, how it is maintained, how it is regulated. So students, it is actually regulated with the help of a part of our body which is actually a portion of our forebrain, that is known as the hypothalamus. And this hypothalamus, it is a principal heat regulating center of our body. And this hypothalamus, it acts like a thermostat. Thermostat means which actually maintains the body temperature in a natural way. When the body tends to cool below the normal temperature, then this hypothalamus, it switches on or speeds up the heat producing processes in our body, and again we will get the normal body temperature. And if our body tends to get overheat, then it accelerates the cooling processes and switches off the heat producing processes in our body, and again we will maintain a normal body temperature. Now students, now I will tell you that in cold weather how our body temperature it is maintained. Now in cold weather what happen, that when outside temperature it is very low, then the blood vessels they get narrow, and this phenomena of narrowing of blood vessels, it is called the vasoconstriction. Now due to the narrowing of blood vessels, the blood supply to our skin it gets reduced. Now due to the reduced blood supply, then there is a less loss of heat by convection, conduction and radiation, and also less loss of heat through vaporization of sweat, because during cold weather that sweat it is also produced in a less amount. Due to the less supply of blood to the skin, the sweat it is also produced in less amount, so there will be less vaporization of sweat. So this is a natural method to conserve body heat. And when vasoconstriction occurs, then it makes a person look pale or bluish because of the reduced blood supply to skin. Our skin it becomes bluish, then the person he looks pale or bluish. So the heat production it is increased at that time. Our hypothalamus it increases the heat production at that time by the increased metabolic rate. Increased metabolic rate means the metabolic activities in our body they get started at a very increased rate, and then through increased muscular activity, which is sometimes in the form of shivering. So here the question may be that why do we people shiver during the cold weather? The answer is that during the cold weather the vasoconstriction occurs and it makes a person look pale or bluish because of the reduced blood supply to the skin. So the heat production then it is increased by the increased metabolic rate and by increased muscular activities in the form of shivering. Now students, now we will discuss that how this temperature it is regulated in hot weather. Hot weather means when the outside temperature it is very high, or when a person it is engaged in strenuous physical work just like exercise, then it means then there will be overproduction of heat within the body. So due to the overproduction of heat within the body, the blood supply to the skin it gets increased and our blood vessels they get dilated. So this phenomena of dilation of the blood vessels it is called vasodilation. And this vasodilation it results in greater loss of heat by radiation and also by vaporization of sweat, because during this hot weather we are having a greater amount of sweat. So if the sweating it is more, then vaporization of sweat it will also be more. So it is now produced in larger quantities due to the rich supply of blood to the skin. So in this way, when the sweating is more, then the air movements over our body, then it helps to speed up the evaporation of sweat. Now this evaporation of sweat it needs some energy, it needs some heat energy. So this heat energy it is provided by our body. So in this way, when the heat it is lost by our body from the evaporation of sweat, then our body temperature it becomes somewhat low and we will have a constant body temperature. So that's why we feel some cool when we sit under a fan. When we are having a lot of sweat and we sit under a fan, we will having a cooling effect on our body. Then there is one more term which is known as the heat stroke or sunstroke. What is this heat stroke or sunstroke? Heat stroke or sunstroke it is a condition in which sweat production it is unable to keep pace with its evaporation in very hot winds. Means when our sweat it is produced in large quantities, but its rate of evaporation it is less. So then our body temperature it is not normal, then we are having a temperature more than the normal body temperature. So in this way it results in rise in body temperature, and this rise in body temperature it will result in the form of heat stroke or sunstroke, and it is sometimes may be fatal to us. So for the treatment of this heat stroke or sunstroke, we should drink a lot of water and taking a little more of salt in summer, and in this way it is a good precaution against heat stroke. So students, with it our chapter skin it is finished, and I have already sent you the back exercise of this chapter. So now you have to revise all the chapter thoroughly. So until that, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye.